I mean, chestnuts is the most versatile nut in the world. It has a nut profile, but it's technically a fruit. Chestnuts are over 50% water, you know, and a lot of people don't understand that anything that you make with wheat, you can make with chestnuts too. So not only as far as with bread products and things you can do with wheat, but you know, distilleries and beer. And I think the biggest thing that's, you see a lot of gluten intolerance, right? So chestnuts are gluten-free.
It's a completely different angle of why we even got started, because at the beginning, it just was, we hadn't talked a lot about gluten-free, but then our son was diagnosed with, you know, he had a gluten-free issue, so it totally turned the tables on us. It became the purpose of why now we want to run this farm.
So Chestnuts in the Ozarks, it's essentially a blight-resistant chestnut farm for culinary customers. We do also offer 3-gallon potted trees that we sell as the trees kind of ramp into production, but it's a low input, sustainable crop that we're growing here in North Arkansas.
So Brad and I, early 2006 is when we decided to start purchasing some property. One night we were in bed and we started talking about chestnuts. So at that time, what we started doing was at a little bit at a time, weekend at a time, is starting to invest in this property. Fast forward now to 2025, both of us have since left our corporate careers at Walmart, and we have decided to be full-time here at our farm, which is providing the value that we believe chestnuts provide, and the healthy benefits of a chestnut. That's, I feel, grounds my purpose into deciding to leave corporate and live on a farm.
I jokingly tell people that I had to do one life sentence to be able to go and do farming today, because it's extremely tough today. What you see farms and stories of, you know, the small private farms. It's difficult to stay in business.
This was a risk for us, right? Because it wasn't a well-known crop. But one of the things that we did is we really leaned on Christ, and we kept him at the center of all of our decisions. And so we knew we were following our true north. Because of the journey that we were on, we did feel strongly that this was a crop that was, even though it was unknown, but it was for us an opportunity to make it known.
We started with chestnuts, kind of like a proof of concept, right? We wanted to know if this would work. And it was basically one of those left for dead. We planted them and we walked away from it in a test site. We come back and we saw that, you know, they were thriving, and we knew we had something here that would work. It can be challenging to grow things here in the acidic rocky soil of the Ozarks, but that's actually something that the chestnut trees thrive in. They love acidic soil, well drained, and at that time that we went back and revisited those trees, we knew we had something. Today we're a little over 2,000 trees where we would like to head, and we're going to be planting more trees in the fall. It'll have another capacity of a potential 2,300 trees. You know, you can see anywhere from, you know, 1,000 to 4,000 pounds an acre. That's a lot of chestnuts if you look at anywhere from 30 to 50 acres, just, you know, doing some quick math as far as, you know, the pounds that you could have. Every time they say the chestnuts roasting over an open fire, it kind of just, you know, I want to help people move beyond that, right? It's wide open. If you think of pistachios in the early 70s, limited with what you can do with pistachios, but next thing you know, they have Super Bowl commercials. We are on that trajectory with chestnuts. Definitely a leap of faith.
Definitely.
But you know, with the logo that we have, the roots of sustainability, I've always been infatuated with sustainable farming practices. And chestnuts, you know, they provide that. I mean, these trees will still be here for hundreds of years producing, given the opportunity to do so.